Well, you're very welcome to Bealtaine Cottage here in the west of Ireland. My name is Colette, and I'm going to be showing you, first of all, some aspects of spring, including on my 3 acres of woodland, the pond with frogs. Yes, I managed to capture some frogs on video. So join me. As with the title of this little video, A Cottage and 3 Acres, I wanted to add a few photographs on at the very end of this video to show you what Bealtaine Cottage and the 3 acres looked like at the very beginning of the Bealtaine project. Now, the project was very simply to come back to Ireland as a native Irish woman and plant a woodland. So this morning I set out into the woodland and decided to walk right down to the front gate and show you the work I've been doing down there, and also to have a look at the frogs. And this time I actually managed, by secretly filming them, to capture some of the frogs on video. Because of course the spawn is there, I've shown you that. That was laid about a week ago. And just to be able to see the frogs and see their sort of frenzy in bringing life back to the pond is quite incredible. It's a blessing, really. And it's a blessing of hope, you know, because when you see these little creatures so eager to create life, so eager to ensure that that succession of life continues, it's very hopeful. It does give one such great hope, especially in the times we live in. And before we go down to the woodland, I just want to say that for the first 11 years of doing this filming and putting everything up on YouTube, I didn't have any advertisements at all. It's only been in the past year that I've introduced advertisements to all of my videos. So when you see a video that talks about there being no advertisements on the video, that's how it was for the first 11 years. And yes, I could have earned quite a lot of money, but I decided that I just wanted to share the project with you. But anyway, the reason why I introduced the advertising was that YouTube was shadow banning me because I wasn't of any use to them. The product I was creating as they saw it, as they see it, wasn't benefiting them. So that's just by way of explanation. Spring comes in very fast here in the west of Ireland because we have that beautiful warming from the Atlantic Ocean onto the land. So that's basically the reason why we have a very unique calendar of the seasons. And you can see here the ribes, the beautiful flowers and the ribes beginning to open up. It's about a month ahead of many parts of the rest of the British Isles, and makes life quite enchanting here in Ireland, on the west coast of Ireland. So myself and Patsy set off for a little morning constitutional. Down we went, all the way down the driveway. It's actually very steep, this driveway. And when you come down from the cottage, the first, say, 50 yards or so, 50 metres or so, it's actually quite a dangerous little walk. I have slipped there before, gone down in my derriere. But listen now. Isn't that incredible? Just to hear the frogs croaking. Frogs are very secretive little creatures, and unless you're very still and very patient, it's difficult enough to get them on camera. So just hiding behind that sort of big habitat pile that I have piled up there gave me some cover and allowed me to secretly peep in on them. So it's been raining a lot overnight here in the west of Ireland, and the stream, the little spring well, the stream that comes from the spring well, is just pouring out, and the pond is beautifully high. But you see this little patch where the frogs are? That's what I call the birthing pool, and I actually dug that out by hand, and it's quite shallow, and the running water of the pond doesn't actually impinge upon it, so that makes it quite a good place for the frogs to mate and to spawn. They're clever enough, you know. They don't just have their babies anywhere. And then as the babies hatch, as the spawn begins to hatch, and the tiny little tadpoles begin to emerge, they find little places amongst the weeds in the pond where they're not being pulled by the current. So I've been clearing alongside the stream here, you can see that. And just a little reminder, because again, the title of this video is A Cottage and 3 Acres. I divined for water and found it in a little well that I dug out. So for the past 16 or 17 years or more, gosh, it is more, isn't it? There's been water flowing continuously. So this is down by the gate, down by the entrance. As you know, it was a complete mound of rubus that I just let go for, 13 or 14 years or more. So I've been clearing all that and revealing the old fence, which will stay up for as long as these new shrubs start to grow. And I've been planting out a selection of shrubs. I'm working my way down because I have to the left of these shrubs is quite a high hedge, which I need to sort of cut down a bit because it's getting very close to the wires above. And I'm putting more and more pots down here as well. Great big heavy pots, of course, that are very difficult to move. There's no way that I can get in and paint this fence now because there's too many plants growing around it. But the fence is destined to come down. I no longer need it, really, with the amount of plants that I have behind it. There's a lot of cutting back to do here on the driveway as well, like the fuchsia. Some of the fuchsia is 15, 16 feet high, so that has to be cut back. So it's an ongoing labour of love, because of course it's beautiful to be out here working. Yes, I do get exhausted, but it's worth the exhaustion for the sheer delight that I'm able to get just from tending the land, tending Mother Earth. Now, just while I remember this, I was having a look on the YouTube analytics, and it informed me that almost 50% of my viewers here on YouTube are not subscribed. Now, I have heard from quite a few that they have been unsubscribed for some simple or nefarious reason, I don't know. But it's probably good to check your subscription. Oh, YouTube can be a little bit complicated at times, I think. And it has shocked me to realise that this May, this Bealtaine, that's the month of May in Irish, is the 20th anniversary of the Bealtaine project. And to have changed this piece of land is just wonderful. I love it. I was very surprised to see the quince down in the woodland in blossom, beginning to come into full blossom. The buds have opened. This is what I call a feral quince because I've just allowed it to go, just to ramble. So I'm now down here in the lower woodland, near the stream, and just up a little bit from the pond. And it's all beginning to come back to life. Look at the hazel. Now this is a fairly young hazel. And the colours are showing a distinct surge of life as the sap rises in the trees and the shrubs. This is beautiful berberis. Again, I've just put a lot of shrubs in ad hoc, hoping that they would flourish and basically saying, okay, well, do or die. There you go, you're in there. Let's see what you can do. And the berberis alongside yew trees and even mahonia, and this is hypericum, has all flourished. This is a much wetter part of the land, by the way, and this is a very unique willow. It has these beautiful pink catkins, and it's a willow that doesn't grow straight. It's a sort of a rambling willow. It goes every which way. I don't know the name of it. I got a couple of little cuttings, which I purloined, shall we say, and just stuck them in the earth. Most of the shrubs, especially the dogwoods and willow, and hypericums and shrubs like that, I've just literally stuck straight into the earth. There's basically no such thing as planting willow. You'll find that if the ground is reasonably wet, that the willow will root very easily just from a cutting. So I don't count the willow as trees that I've planted because it hasn't incurred any labour at all. Now, Patsy hears a frog, and the frog is just down there in the water's edge. Come on. She's very inquisitive. So you're going to see such a change in the land over the next few weeks, because despite frost and late frost and sometimes late snow, which can last for a week or so, it doesn't deter the surge forward that is spring. And it may slow it down a little bit, but it all seems to kind of rebound, almost with a ferocity. Everything just changes so quickly, and you'll see that over the next few weeks I'll be making regular videos to show you how it all comes together. But as you can see, look, even during this relatively quiet time in February, although things are beginning to happen, there's still a beautiful colour. There's still an apparent growth, excuse me, and yeah, it's joyful, just quite simply joyful. So blessings to you all, and don't forget to like and subscribe.